Majo John Madden, and I've got a confession for you. I'm in Boca Del Rio, is the very affluent neighbor to the south of Veracruz, where I came last night to sleep on the beach because I could no longer afford the hotel where I was staying and still preserve enough money to rent an apartment, which I really want to do. Sometimes you get broken open in a way that encourages you to face some things you haven't faced. This is a story I've not told anybody. It's 5 in the morning. I'm under a little crescent moon. About 5 hours ago, I got robbed on the beach by two guys. I bet it was two guys impersonating police officers. They had sidearms, but no AK-47s. Down on the beach, I never saw their vehicle. Don't remember seeing badges, and all they wanted was to find my money. And I had cashed 3 large MoneyGrams that day because I needed cash to pay for an apartment, which I thought was going to happen last night, but it did not. That's why I ended up sleeping on the beach. So that was pretty traumatic. Ended up with just a few coins, just enough at the OXXO store over here to squeeze out a little bowl of ramen noodles and a bag of potato chips. So I've been in Mexico a little over a year, March 15th, 23, and I'm a huge lover of dogs. And when I came to Mexico, I had my dog Magic, the best dog of my entire life, and we got so tight from being on the road. And my first day in Mexico, I adopted a puppy. Not that I ever would have wanted to adopt a puppy. But he was in the garbage at an OXXO station out in the country. And maybe 6 weeks old and looking like he was going to expire that night. And I asked the cop who was sitting in his cruiser there, "You know anything about this dog?" And he says, "No, but I think you ought to take him." So I did. And we had something like 27 pretty fabulous days. I'm really good with dogs, and the people at the hotel where I was hanging out kept saying, "Más fuerte, más fuerte." He's getting stronger every day, and he was. He was a biter, a puppy, but such a sweetheart, and really so many of the staff in the hotel were in love with him, as I was madly. But he was no good for our little family because his needs were so completely different than my big runner of a dog who needs lots of space and lots of time with me walking him on long walks. And the little puppy didn't cover a lot of territory. Yeah, we had a few very idyllic days. I guess 3 very idyllic days in a big state park. Gorgeous gorge. It was in a gorge, mountain park. But managing him in the city was really tough. Now, the way I've always told the story of how he died was that we were walking in a big field down from the hotel behind a liquor store, huge field. And he was running hard, choked on his breakfast, and died before I could resuscitate him. And those bare bones are true. What's left out is that as we were walking in that field, I wasn't shooting a video because I'm mad about creating videos. It's my passion, my art, my work. I wasn't shooting a video, but I was listening to a video. And I think I had one earpiece in and one out because I want to pay attention to the outside world too. But I got so into the excitement of listening to my creation that I wasn't paying attention to that puppy. And at one point I thought, wow, this is pretty thick grass. He's going to have a hard time here. Let's see how he's doing. Well, he was gone. Took a half an hour to find him. And I had once before resuscitated him when he had gotten really sick on some wrong food, and held him on my chest for 3 hours, talking to him, whispering to him, rubbing his body, and brought him back. So I think an unfortunate part of that is that in this case, when he was dead, Magic knew he was dead right away. And I spent at least 15 minutes believing I was going to bring him back until finally some other guy came along and I said, man, do you know how to tell if a dog is still alive? And from 20 yards away, he says, that dog's dead, man. He's dead. So I've never told the whole story. I never told, and I talk a lot about karma lately. I've made a lot of videos about karma. That was karma. I deserved that. I killed that dog. I did. My negligence killed that dog. Now, was it a bad thing in the big picture? No way could I manage him. I gave him a great month. He experienced what it was like to have freedom and lots and lots and lots of love. Even Magic learned to love him. But yeah, so I couldn't have kept him. And where would I have found a place for him to be? So it almost had to be. It was his karma in a way. But I can't soft soap the fact that my self-preoccupation made me a bad dad, even though I've been in so many ways wonderful father to my dogs. In that instance, I was a very neglectful, bad father. And it taught me, it got my attention. Make sure you're paying attention to the needs of the others around you. And I'd done that a lot. 4 years on the road with my little chubby chihuahua, first 2 years. I swore that the craziness of the COVID and new lifestyle, traveling in a camper van, and all the spiritual changes I was going through, having to make sure that dog got food and water and exercise and love, kept me from going into survival mode, which easily could have happened. So I had done great there, but in this case, nah. No, I did not do good. And it's good for me just to say it. I fucked up. And there are times we need to do that. And if the person we have fucked up with is alive, we need to make amends with them. Not necessarily through guilt. I don't do guilt anymore. I always am doing the best I can. I know that. But if the best I can is not enough, life says, come up higher, pal. Because you're not making it. Yeah. All right. Bye.